Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're following up for the election process of the House of Representatives 2025. We have with us over the phone Nile TV's senior correspondent Nermen Rahman from Al-Daqahliya Governorate. Nermen? Hello, Nermen? Can you hear me? Nermen from Al-Daqahliya Governorate.
Hello, Amal. Very good evening to you, dear. Yes, right you are, Amal. I am in Al-Daqahliya, in Al-Mansoura, the capital of the province, particularly in Shajarat al-Dur Prep School. Al-Daqahliya, Amal, as you know, is one of the biggest provinces here in Egypt, and we do have here 4 million, more than 700,000 eligible voters on 10 constituencies, and we do have more than 200 candidates competing in this marathon. We have 38 seats, 17 of them for the lists of the parties and the rest for the individual. Tariq Marzouk, or General Tariq Marzouk, the governor of Al-Daqahliya, was very much clear a number of polling stations all over Al-Daqahliya Governorate, and he said some of the statements to the press as he ensured that there is such a fruitful coordination and cooperation among all concerned bodies to make sure that it's a process of success and that there are obstacles on the way in front of the voters. And what was also very much, let's say, eye-catchy to find the medical teams here in front of a number of polling stations to make sure that they are going to interfere immediately if in need, and also to have some free medical checks for the voters. Also, there's another thing, or another statement, which I really want to focus on from Major General Tariq Marzouk, the Minister of Al-Daqahliya, who affirmed that combating encroachments on agricultural land is going on as we are also going through the voting process. He said that, in fact, unfortunately, some of the violators took the chance of the voting process, the elections, and tried to have some encroachment or some violations, but they found that all the concerned bodies are there to face them and to enforce the or to manage or to guarantee the enforcement of law to make sure that the state is going on the right path on all fronts. Whether we are here in the voting process, in the polling stations, that does not mean at all that all other concerned bodies are not there on duty and ready to act immediately if there is something which needs to be managed and on the spot. Amal.
Yes, Nermen, concerning the security measures and the facilitations provided for the voters, give us an idea about this, please.
In fact, Amal, and that clear, here in Shajarat al-Dur Prep School, there was some, I'm not going to say violence, but unethical behaviors from very few of those who thought that they can do anything or they can violate the ethics we have or the ethical code we all have. And in just, I'm not going to exaggerate that, it ended in only 1 or 2 minutes. The security personnel here knew well their duties and know well also the rights of the Egyptian citizens, with full respect to the other voters. Those who want to make some noise or wanted to have a chaotic situation were contained on the spot. And the voting process went on that smooth, and what happened, it take, as I said, more than 1 or 2 minutes, and it was not at all to be considered irregularity or some or an obstacle on the way for the voters. No, the voting is continuing, and it's going to continue until 9 p.m. Until every voter here is there and securing his vote into the boxes. I had the opportunity to meet with the 2 judges here in the 2 polling centers here, and they both agreed that they are going to exert the utmost efforts along with the other judges to make this voting process a story of success. And also I would like to commend and to extend my thanks to the Egyptian youth, to the volunteers who are here participating in this voting process, and also to the employees who are very much well trained to deal with the voters and to make the voting a very quick process, just to take 1 or 2 minutes or something, and also to give a hand to this dear segment of our society, the elderly people and people with special needs, people with determination, who were also keen to come and to practice this constitutional right to form the future of our parliamentary life. Amal.
Yes, Nermen, only minutes or less than half an hour, and the polling stations are going to close at 9 p.m. So give us, what is the picture now, the turnout? Tell us about this, please.
I can say that it's between moderate and heavy. Between an hour and the other, the turnout is between moderate and heavy, and particularly here in El Gala Street, we do have about 4 or 5 schools in which all of them they do have polling centers, so it's very crowded here. Even I don't know if you hear the noise around me or no, but all what I can focus on is that all the time when you rely on the Egyptian women, you are going to win. The Egyptian women, as usual, they are the role models, the examples, and this is also to say that their political awareness, whatever is their age category or their level of education or culture, you are going to find the Egyptian women there and in lines, knowing well that voting or casting her ballot is not only a duty, it's a duty and a right in the same time. I see behind the camera different age categories and women in specific. And in fact, when I was able to speak to some of them in the morning, and they said that even when they are together talking about when we are going to go and when exactly, they knew that that every voter and the polling stations are going to be open until the last voter casts his ballot. And this is a level of trust which we really should be all proud of. Amal.
Yes, Nermen, of course we know this picture, long queues of Egyptian women participating and casting their ballots. Thank you very much, Nermen Rahman, Nile TV's correspondent at El Dakhliya Governorate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, resuming our panorama news as the world chairs and U.S. futures were